Yeah, for sure. I mean, on the supply chain side, costs have risen drastically, especially on the freight side of things. I mean, you used to be able to import a container for, around $4,000 or so. And now, last year and even through this year, rates were, 16, 18, $20,000 to import a container. And, you're literally bidding the same amount of products in that same container, but costs have, 5x, and it's insane. And so I think on one hand, there's just been a huge increase in demand, but on the other hand too, just the ports, in America have really not been operating very efficiently. Like they, in Long Beach and LA, they started operating 24/7, which helped a bit. And then also on the Asia side, there was shutdowns, in China, there's a zero COVID tolerance policy. So if there's even like one case, they'll shut down a port for a few days or shut down an area for a few days. So they are a lot more strict on COVID than a lot of, cities and states are in the US. And that kind of created the perfect storm for all these cost increases and delays. I mean, it used to take like 3 weeks or so to, import a container. And now sometimes you hear people taking 3 or 4 months. Like it's actually insane. And then e-commerce overall, it's gotten a lot harder, I think, to run and operate an e-commerce business. I mean, it's like a shitty storm. Like on one hand, you had iOS 14 with, tracking being harder to do and ad costs going up drastically. And on the other hand, on your supply chain side, you had costs rising. So on the front end and back end, costs are rising for these e-commerce brands. And I think in today's world, I don't want to say that the golden area of e-commerce is gone, but I think it's a lot harder. And I think you have to become a lot more community driven with your brand and niche focused. I mean, you can't just launch like a broad brand anymore. Like it's just not going to happen.
Where does Sourcify actually fit in now on that side? Are you helping people do everything from new product development, finding the factory, getting it developed, all the way through, I guess, getting into a US-based distribution center?
Yeah, so we handle the full scope from the sourcing perspective. So companies come to us with a problem in their supply chain to say, hey, our lead time is horrible, our costs are too high, our quality sucks. And we say, okay, let's look at this. And typically on average, when a company works with us, they're saving at least 10% of their costs in production. And we do that by, typically transitioning them to a different factory. And that onboarding process can, take some time, but we handle, the full scope, everything from sampling to production management to auditing the factory to quality control to oftentimes handling freight. We actually feel, booking freight from China and from Asia, we're able to get a lot better rates than working with a lot of these international forwarders. So we're always looking to help our customers cut costs while also improving quality and lead time. And so those are kind of the three main pillars we look at: is cost, quality, and lead time.